Finally, we've hired a coach. After the news, the rumors, we finally hired a coach. Not the OC, I know, but we have an update on that. But we have hired a special teams coach, and I'm very excited about him. We'll get to him in a second. But like I said, latest Bucs offense coordinator search update. We've hired, or will not hired, but will interview someone this week. I'm very excited about that as well. You're watching the Bucs Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Reid Bartkus, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. We are in a race to 1,000 subscribers. If you've watched my videos before, you already know this. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can before the Jags now. My guy Cullen is in charge of there. It's a little Florida battle here. Tampa in Jacksonville. He's at 747. I'm at 676. I should say we're at 676 because 676 of you have subscribed already to the channel. Thank you so much. Can't believe we started at 52. So unbelievable. Shout out to you guys. And without further ado, let's talk about this day. What's going on, Bucs fans? My name's Reid Bartkus. Welcome into the Bucs Breakdown by Chat Sports. Wow. New hiring. Let's go. I've been following Danny Smith. He interviewed back on Friday. They are hiring him to be the special teams coordinator from the Steelers. I'm very excited about this. Mike Garafolo coming in with Buccaneers are hiring veteran special teams coordinator Danny Smith. Sources tell me and Rap Sheet. Now, 50 years into his coaching career, Smith is still going and still considered one of the best in the biz. Agreed. On to Tampa for the 72-year-old gum-chewing Smith. Let's go! I got my gum right here. I'm all about it, baby. I'm all about Danny Smith. This is exactly what this team needs. All right. I can't do the whole show like that. You guys will hear me chewing in the mic. None of that. But, oh, man, we needed this. Let's go. Let's go. Because this team last year was just absolutely unbelievable. And if you look at the rankings here, I mean, just abysmal from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Thomas McGahee, yes, I'm sure he was a fine coach, but he was not doing fine for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Ranked 27th in the NFL overall in special teams. We're all very familiar with what happened towards the end of the season when we resorted to kicking the ball out of the end zone on kickoffs because there were too many big returns. If you guys remember, it was just Todd Bowles was like, screw it, just kick it into the end zone and let them get it at the 35 because majority of the runs for the kickoff returns for opposing teams were getting back to like the 40 or 50. And you just can't give that to your defense. So special teams, yes, it is, I guess, ranked third in most important teams in NFL teams, but very important still. I mean, look at the Eagles when they were playing the Rams last year. They won that game off the block kick or the block field goal from Jordan Davis. He ran it back for a touchdown. And, I mean, that is something that is very, very important to this Bucs team right now. The squad that we had in 2025 and in 2024, honestly, it was just not good enough. And you need more energy. You need guys, especially with a younger team and some guys on there that are really trying to make a name for themselves. I think Danny Smith is the perfect guy to bring in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if you don't know who Danny Smith is, I mean, he's like Mike Garafolo said, 50 years coaching experience, and he's 72 years old. Still got the energy of the Energizer Bunny. I mean, if you know who Danny Smith is, you see him on the sidelines chewing his gum, being active, being crazy. But started with the Eagles. But to go back to his career, Eagles special teams coordinator and DB's coach from 95 to 98. Then he went tight ends coach, Detroit, 99 to 2000. And then he was special teams from then on, Buffalo, 2001 to 2003. And then these are his two big stints. Washington from 2004 to 2012. And then most recently with the Steelers being their special teams coordinator from 2013 to 2026. I guess now he's with us. So this is what Scott Smith from Bucs.com had to say about Danny Smith and just his career in general. Ooh, excuse me. The Steelers were strong in several areas of special teams in 2025, and particularly in coverage of kicks and punts. Pittsburgh ranked 6th in punt return average yards allowed, 7, and 8th on kickoffs, 25.2. The average drive start for Steelers opponents following a kickoff was the 29-yard line. Fantastic. The 5th best mark in the NFL. On all drives, Pittsburgh allowed a start of the 28.4-yard line, which was second best in the NFL, and the punt coverage unit only surrendered one return longer than 20 yards. This is the guy we need. This is the energy we need. Like I said before, he's got the energy on the sideline that just fires up a team and fires up the special teams, group. And he knows special teams, and that is his bread and butter, and he is so good at it, and he's a legend in his field. And if you know Danny Smith, I know I've said this before, but 50 years of coaching experience, the guy he just loves special teams. And I'm sure a guy like this and the energy that he has, I'm sure he has had opportunities to maybe move in a different direction off of special teams, but the guy loves it, and he knows what he's doing. And I think when you have a mind for special teams, it can change a game. Boswell, one of the best kickers in NFL history, I would say, and very accurate, very consistent. He's the type of guy that will ensure trust and courage into his guys. And that's what we need on this Bucs team. He is an absolute legend to the game. Shout out to Danny Smith. I'm very, very excited to have him on our squad. And it's the first hiring of the offseason, I guess. Still need some defensive assistance, but this is like one of the main, spots that was missing on this Bucs team last year. And we got our guy, one of the best special teams coaches in the league. And this means the Glazers, Jason Light, Todd Bowles, they're serious about the 2026 season. Starting off with a great hire like this and Danny Smith, I really hope they get that OC position right as well, like a Mike McDaniel or somebody like that. And I've been rambling on for too long. I gotta know. Grade the hiring of Danny Smith. A, B, C, D, or F. Get in the comments right now. Let me know. I'm typing my A++. The energy that this guy has, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it into 2026. The energy that this guy has is exactly what we need on here and on this Bucs defense this Bucs team to propel us into a better season next year. And I can't wait. Type in my A+. You let me know down in the comments section. But we do have some good news on the offense coordinator side. Good news or news in general, depending on how you take it. The Bucs are interviewing Dan Pitcher for OC. It's a new interviewee for the Buccaneers open OC position. They interviewed Mike McDaniel on Friday, Todd Monken as well before that on Wednesday. And this is the newest interviewer or interviewee for the open OC position. The Bucs will interview Bengals offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher for their vacant OC job this week. Sources say an opportunity made possible by Coach Zach Taylor, giving Pitcher permission to speak to teams with play calling OC opportunities, a significant development. Now, if you don't know who Dan Pitcher is, let me give you some information on him. He's spent the last 2 seasons as the Bengals OC. Now, you can see at the bottom of the screen there, Bucs are interviewing. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm still new at this. Give me a break here. We'll talk about something in a second. I have some good insight for you guys. But moving on with Bengals since 2016, offensive assistant, and then assistant QB's coach, then QB's coach, then he ended up being the OC. But funny enough, he interviewed for the Bucs OC job back in 2023 before Dave Canales took the job. This was after Brady retired. The only active quarterback on the roster was Kyle Trask at the time. So this offense coordinator position back in 2023 was not as exciting or intriguing as this one is now, because it was before the Bucs had signed Baker Mayfield. So they interviewed, and I mean, there was some interest there, but nothing ever came about. Went back to the Cincinnati and eventually got OC position. And I will say, he's not my favorite option, but I don't hate it. I think I originally had a little note here that cast a wide net, kind of interview as many people as you can, because I think it's very important to get this offense coordinator position right. Because with Todd Bowles coming back, I've probably said this a lot in my recent videos, but it's a scarcity for offensive-minded coaches right now. Todd Bowles being a defensive mind and him being on the hot seat right now, getting this offensive coordinator position job right is very important for the team and Baker Mayfield, because this will be his 9th OC. So you need to make sure that whoever you're getting gels really well with this team, with Baker, and who knows, whoever that OC position is, if they do a good job and Bowles' defense and just the team in general maybe have another lackluster year, the OC could take that head coach position if they end up moving on from Todd Bowles. So we got to be very careful about this. But back to pitcher. In the Bengals offense in 2025, their points per game ranked 12th in the NFL. Not terrible, 24.4. Better than the Bucs this year. Total yards per game, 329, about 17th in the NFL. Passing yards per game, 235.6. That's ranked 6th. And then rushing yards per game, that one scares me a little bit. Ranked 29th in the NFL. And here at the bottom, remember when I said, I messed up on something? It's because I thought I was going to talk about this earlier, but silly me, I scripted it later on in the video. Zach Taylor's the play caller. So, yes, Dan Pitcher's the OC, but Zach Taylor, the head coach, is the play caller. So he may be assisting. He probably is assisting Zach Taylor in calling those plays, but he is not the main play caller. That's Zach Taylor. So my thoughts on this are, why should we go with another inexperienced offensive play caller? Again, we tried that. We did that. Dave Canales, not a ton of play calling experience. And then if we don't get another experienced play caller, like I was saying before, this is very important to get this right. So we need someone who has experience either being a head coach, like a Mike McDaniel, or has experience just calling plays for a season. Because one of my guys that I'm kind of interested in, he's still in the playoffs right now, is Nate Shieldhaas. But he's not play caller yet, so he's a little bit inexperienced, so that brings him down a little bit. He hasn't even interviewed yet because he's still in the playoffs, but I don't think we should go with another inexperienced offensive play caller with this being such an important role heading into the 2026 season, with Baker heading into a contract year if they don't extend him, and Mike Evans coming back, maybe not, and this defense being up in the air right now. I think we need a veteran play caller like a Mike McDaniel, who is number 1 on my offense coordinator candidates list right now. They interviewed him on Friday, same day that they interviewed Danny Smith, who I'm still very excited about. Let's go, Danny Smith. Can't wait to see you on the sidelines chewing the gum. We also interviewed Todd Monken on that Wednesday. But I want to put like an asterisk here, because with John Harbaugh going to New York, I made a short on this. If you haven't looked at it already, make sure to go check it out. I'm trying to make as much content for you as possible. He's probably going to follow John Harbaugh to New York, but nothing's set in stone yet. Their meeting or their interview was good. Like that was all went well or went good or something like that. And then number 3 is Zach Robinson, the OC from Atlanta. He got a really bad rap, especially from our Falcons host, Trace Moustakis. He got a really bad rap from Moose because of his inability to change up the formations. But we later on realized that it's Michael Penix not really being able to do anything except for shotgun and pistol. He loves pistol. I don't know why, but it looks like he can't really go under center. Maybe he's not comfortable. I don't want to say he can't because we don't know. I don't know what's going on with Michael Penix, but if he isn't feeling comfortable going under center, that's less on Zach Robinson, but still, how about, scheme up a different offense for a guy that, maybe can't go under center. But there is a little bit of an asterisk there as well. So I think he deserves another chance. And if they hire Zach Robinson, I'm okay with that because he has experience with play calling. And I think that's a very important thing that I'm thinking about with this next OC is I just want experience, and he has some. So I'm okay with that. But let me ask you guys, get your votes in. Who do you want as the next Bucs OC? I'm hammering the table for Mike McDaniel, but I did hear from our Raiders host, Mitchell Renz, Mike McDaniel's interview with the Raiders was more of the OC side of things. So it could have been a head coach, but what the reports and sources are saying is it was more of an OC because I guess they're going to go after Jesse Minter, the DC from the Chargers, or maybe Clint Kubiak when he's done with the Seahawks. So it was more offense coordinator related, and I feel like that's Mike McDaniel should probably pick the Bucs over the Raiders OC just because we have a better roster and more opportunity, and we're kind of win now if he comes and focuses only on the offense. But big thing is, who he wants and what he wants to do. We don't know that yet. So we're going to wait until he figures it out. But I'm rambling on too much. You let me know in the comments. Who do you want as the next Bucs OC? Thank you guys so much for watching. This was probably a little bit longer video. I was rambling on a little bit. Sometimes I like to just talk to you guys and chat sports. That's what it's all about. But if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end of the video. And as always, fire the cannons.